In 2024, Echo released their first aggressive skate, the Echo Verve. We are in January 2025 and I've received the Echo Founder. And this is a free skate from the same brand, and apparently this is a limited edition to 500 pairs. Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today we are talking about this skate that we have right here. This is a 80mm Echo Founder, and from what I see in the box, which is right here, it says Echo Freeskate 80/90. So I don't see space for these to use 90, so I believe that there is also a 90s version. I don't know if it's only on bigger sizes or if there is going to be a different skate to be released at a later stage. I don't know. But I think that I need to take this out of the way. Very important to let you know that this skate was sent to me by Echo. I did not pay for these skates, but they will not be seeing this video before any of you guys, and they have no saying about what I'm going to be saying on this video too. So very important. I think a second thing that it's also important for you guys to know is that I work for a skate brand which is not Echo. So I cannot call these a review. I won't be calling it a review. And I also didn't skate these skates enough to even be calling this a review. So I will be sharing some opinions about these skates after skating them. So I'm gonna start with the fitting. The fitting on these skates, I was curious about that because on the Echo Verve, I felt that a size 42 was a bit spacious, which I actually enjoyed. I had a size 42, I could move my feet a little bit inside. I ended up changing the liner to a different liner, to a puffier liner, so that I would feel that it would get my foot a little bit more snug, but still allow me to do movement. But for a free skate, and I said several times here on this channel, that I like my free skates to be snug around my foot. And this skate is really, really snug. Maybe even a little bit too much. To be fully honest, I felt like my toes were eating the front quite a lot. I don't feel like the height is too low, which is a good thing. I feel like it has the right height, the right width, but for me, it's maybe a tad bit too short. But this is obviously for me, and not everyone will be like this. I am a 275mm length foot, which is usually a 42.5, and in this case, I was skating a size 42, so that could be the case. Now, going for the liner. The liner on this skate is very similar to the liner that I had on the Echo Verves. It's basically a liner that everyone says that it's really similar to the second skin from my feet, and it is what it is. It has this Velcro in the back that it's supposed to give you a little bit of extra stability, a little bit of extra structure to the liner. The whole side of the liner as this Velcro panel, like the soft part, and then you have this leather piece with the hard piece of the Velcro that you can change from place to place. It can be laced all the way to the top. The lacing, it's just these two eyelets, which is something that I also spoke on this channel before. Sometimes when the lacing comes low, you can feel that it creates extra pressure because it will be inside a shell and the shell can create pressure against this lacing. Having just the holes, it's sometimes not a problem because if you don't want to put the laces all the way down, you just put them on top. But in this case, you only have the lace loops on top. 2 lace loops on top. The tongue, it's pre-molded. It's similar to what you will find on the My Feets, on the USD skates. Those are the skates that have that the most. And it has these flex cuts here for forward flex. So it is, I wouldn't say very stiff, but it has some pre-shaped foams with a little bit of stiffness. But then with these flex cuts, you don't really feel the liner too stiff, especially in the tongue. It has a neoprene toe, but I don't think it's expandable, to be fully honest. And the one thing that I would like maybe to be different is the sole has a whole piece of rubber that wraps around. And for me, that is probably something that I would avoid. That's for me because, as I said, I feel it a little bit too short. So taking this millimeter from the front and this millimeter from the back would maybe give me a little bit more room. It comes with a Velcro shock absorber. Is it Velcro? It seems like very stiff. Okay. Velcro shock absorber, similar to what the Intuitions have. Yeah, actually even the material is a little bit similar to what comes on the Intuition. It is about, I don't know, in the highest part, close to 1 centimeter. And maybe something that I could have done would be to take this piece out so that my foot could go a little bit more to the back and create more space. That's maybe something to do in another day. And then you have this strap. Being honest with you, as I've seen the people from Superfit saying, this should be just a sock liner, basically, just something to be here so that your foot doesn't go against the liner. So yeah, it's what it is. It's not really a structured insole, but I don't feel a problem. And then it has these cuts here on the side for a little bit more breathing or breathability. I don't even know how you say. To be easier for your foot to breathe inside the liner. Being fully honest, I would probably need to try this skate with a different liner, which is probably something that I'm gonna need to do in another video in order to have better fitting. I don't think the problem is the liner. I really think it's the size of my foot, that it may be too long for this boot. Again, in terms of weight and height, I feel like it's right. Now, moving on from the liner, on the inside, you will have this piece of plastic, which is basically to not have the liner in direct contact with the sole. And also when you take it out, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but you can see a hole, which is probably for the future when you have 3-wheel skates to have a really, really low ride. I don't know if that's the case, but you can see with this system that they have here, you can see that the wheels are really, really, really close to your feet. So I would say that you are basically riding, I don't want to say anything wrong, but you're riding like 5-6 millimeters from your feet. It's probably even closer than the Trinity system from Power Slide. So in terms of height, you have a really, really, really low ride. But it's not only pros. And let me show you what I mean by this. So when you take your frame out, which is, by the way, very easy to take it out, you have 4 bolts, but you don't need to take wheels. This is something that I like about this. Not 4 bolts, sorry. you have 5 bolts because you have 2 in one of the sides in the front. So here you go. You take this out and you end up noticing that there is no 165 mounting here, which I was already expecting about that. But what I was not expecting is there wouldn't be any 165 mounting on this. So what that means is the only frame that you can use on this boot is the Echo frame, which I don't think it's a bad frame. I don't think it's a badly designed frame or anything like that. I would have preferred if I have one of those axles that screws straight into the frame instead of having these aggressive style bolts like these axles that you need to have both sides. But in terms of a frame, it is stiff. It is really stiff, and when you skate, it doesn't feel bad at all. It's just a flat 80mm frame, so it's a simple frame. Now, the way that it gets together, similar to what they have on their aggressive skate, they have these metal or these aluminum pieces. They are inside. Can't really see it, but basically you put these in place. I should actually have my liners on. Let me put the liners so that these things don't move anymore. Okay, so now to put the frame back on, all you need is to slide it to position. Let me see what it says here. Copyright, designed in London, Echo Skates, 243mm, 185R. Is this the right frame? Is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference between the right and the left frame, because it has on one side 2 holes and on the other side 1 hole. Basically on the outside you will have 2 holes in the front and 1 on the inside, and in the back you only have 1 on each side. The bolts are all the same. Okay, so here we go. As you could see, really low ride. Now, speaking about the wheels of these skates, I like the profile of the wheel. I like 80mm wheels, but I felt this wheel was a bit plasticky. I don't know if that makes sense, but probably because I've been skating more and more often with squisher wheels with a smaller hub, I felt like this wheel was really stiff, which is not necessarily bad. Like usually high performance wheels, most of them are really stiff, which means that there's no power loss when you push, and it's very responsive. But I've been used on, especially on 80mm, to be using a squishier wheel, so play more with the rebound of the wheel. I like that more. With these, I actually even struggled a little bit at first to do my first slides, even a basic acid slide that I do very often. I struggle a little bit with these. These are 85A, and they definitely didn't felt like 85, probably because of the core. I don't know, maybe the urethane is just a little bit too hard, but yeah. I don't know how these gonna last, to be fully honest. I would need to skate them more. I've seen that one of their skaters have been skating with undercover wheels now, so I don't know if he's just trying or not, but at the end of the day, I felt the wheels were a little bit too hard for me, and I didn't like them as much as I like other wheels. The performance of the skate, other than the wheels, I felt like they were really responsive. They are low, as I said before, but not like extremely low to the point that at any moment I could just touch. As you can see, this is the angle that you would need for the boot to touch. And sometimes when a skate would be extremely low, this would be something that I would be scared, especially with 80mm. That would be like, oh, when I turn very easily, I touch and I slide out. Well, this is not an aggressive skate, so on an aggressive skate, that would happen more often than these. And yeah, this is not an aggressive skate, but when you look at it from the top, I cannot stop seeing the damn 909. But this is me. It's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's because of this cut that it has here in the front. I like it. I really like how it looks. I think it looks really, really sleek. I like the texture that it has here on the black. It's not, I don't know, it's matte, but at the same time it has a little bit of a shininess, and then with these lines, with these waves here on the side, I really like the look of it. On a 80 millimeters, it is cool to have these 45-degree ratchet buckle. I don't really feel like I need it, but it's good, and if they can have it, why not? The buckles, they're really well protected. I think they're better protected than most of the aggressive skates on the market, which is a really good thing. I don't know, man. What else can I say? I think the most important thing for me is that they are much tighter than the aggressive skates. They feel really, really low. When I tighten them here on the top, I also feel like it's really stiff. I don't know if the liner is not stiff enough, or I know that I have very awkward fit. I don't know if the sizing that I feel like it's short, it's also different on the top, but when I tighten them a lot, I feel a little bit of, I don't want to say pain, but it's discomfort on the area, on this area here on the sides. But I didn't, other than that, I didn't felt like a pressure point from a certain place in the skate. I cannot say like, oh, this bolt here or this screw here is creating some pressure. I didn't felt any of that, to be fully honest. So at the end of the day, I really think that as a first skate for a new brand and their first free skate, I think it's a really, really, really good skate. And this is a skate that is going to cost 220 euros. I know that those who get this skate, they will come with the skates come with a QR code. When you get these skates, you can just scan the QR code, and because this is the first edition, that's why it's called the Founders, you can give them feedback on that link that will open, and I think that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to work closer with the community and build a better and better skate. I think it's a really cool thing. It's really cool. It's really cool that this brand that was just released last year, it's already on their second skate, and it's cool. I like it. Something else that I find it interesting is that they kept the slider. It seems like every brand, when they want to say they made a free skate, they keep the slider. I keep saying the same. This is nothing against Echo or anyone else. It's just like, for me, it doesn't make that much sense to keep the slider on a plastic boot, because at the end of the day, the rest of the skate will be all scuffed, but then you can change the slider. But I also understand why brands do this. So it is something that slowly I would love to see less and less on the plastic free skates to come without this. I don't think it's needed. It's just a bit of an extra gimmick, if that makes sense. But overall, I like the skate, and for those of you that will say, oh yeah, you like everything, I do like the skate. I do like what Echo is doing and what has been doing. It's a new brand. It's on their end of their first year, and they're already releasing their second skate on a different segment. So respect for that. And yes, the skate was given to me for free. I don't think everything is perfect. For me, in terms of sizing, I feel it too short. I would like to see different wheels. I would love the possibility of also having a 165 frame on these. I understand why they're doing this, because they want more and more people to use this system, but they would need to also offer more options if they want people to keep on free skating with their products. I think it's a really good product overall. You can do basically everything. It's a good skate for the city. You can go fast. Hopefully it's reliable, but I don't know. I would need to skate it more. So yeah. Keep it going, Echo. I will skate these a couple more times, and if something awkward will happen, I will for sure inform the brand, and if I think that it's important for you guys to also know, I'll make more videos about that. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed this one, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and give me a thumbs up if you like this one. If you didn't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what you didn't like. Would also be cool if you didn't forget why we all started skating. And that is because it's fun. Now, cheers and see you soon. Backflips with this. Backflips and free skates, easy, but I would leave it for Danny Aldridge. Cheers.